Hey everyone, this is being recorded on March 6th of 2022. So the newest bit of information about what Alec Baldwin is saying out in the press is at a film festival that he attended in Colorado over the weekend. And essentially what he came out and said when talking about this entire case that's going on is that he is being targeted in lawsuits. And the reason he's being targeted in lawsuits is because he is the one on the set with the deepest pockets. If there's a wrongful death suit, he is a producer. Therefore, if there's negligence in many different ways, then going after him would be very profitable for everyone that wants to actually get a payday at the end of this, essentially. I feel like if proved to be true, maybe there's a technical legality way that he can make that type of case. But again, someone who is in the public image like he is, this is incredibly cynical, I believe. Here's the exact quote about what he thinks is going on. So he said, "What you have is a certain group of people, litigants and whatever, on whatever side, who their attitude is, well, the people who likely seem negligent have no money, and the people who have money are not negligent." Now, Alec Baldwin has held on to this saying, essentially, that he has no responsibility. He is sticking by that, it seems, to the bitter end, whatever that may be. He has no responsibility. He said that in interviews. He said that in those Instagram videos. He said that on the day. His lawyers have said that. And it all goes back to, is there any responsibility that he holds? Was there any negligence on his part in any way? Now, what I think is unfortunate about this is that if you just ask me, what do you think is going on? How much responsibility does everyone hold? I definitely think that the person who, the armorer, has a high level of responsibility. The person who called that it was a cold gun has a high level of responsibility. And I don't even necessarily think Alec Baldwin has that same level of responsibility as those two, but he most definitely has a considerable amount of responsibility. Halyna Hutchins' husband, Halyna Hutchins, the victim, her husband, who is a lawyer, in his last interview that he did, his first interview that he did actually, and the only one he's done since then, he said that he finds it incredibly hard to believe that the person that fires the gun that kills someone has no responsibility in any way whatsoever. Go to Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin has said in interviews, has said in this statement, even at the film festival, that actors are not known to be the ones that check their guns. And he's been saying this in a way that makes it sound like it's law, which is not true. And you look at people like Nicolas Cage, you look at people like George Clooney, you look at I forget the cinematographer's name, but she was the fantastic cinematographer. She was nominated for like 1920s set movie about 3 or 4 years ago. I think it might be Mudbound. I might be wrong about that though. She even said, female cinematographer said, the actor, of course, has a responsibility at all times to be aware of if what they're about to fire in the gun is a live round or not. And you can open the thing up and check it. It's the easiest thing to do to check that. To not check that is negligence, especially if you're a producer. But Alec Baldwin continues holding this line of thought that an actor would in no way be responsible for doing anything like that. Now, there are some people out there who say Alec Baldwin holds 100% responsibility. I'm not going to say he holds 100%, but this guy's got to have 50. This guy, oh, fine. If you don't want 50, give it 25. I don't know anyone who can say that guy holds no responsibility whatsoever. That is like that. And that's not to say that this doesn't make someone feel bad that's done this, although the man said that he doesn't feel any guilt. So there's that. And that's the thing. His statements continually, if this was a man who held, let's just say 10, he's 10% responsible for what happened. To say that you hold no responsibility and to say in some ways that we need to look at other places, the investigation needs to go over here, it's wrong to ask or say that he holds any responsibility, I think is incredibly immature, very irresponsible, and totally disrespectful to the person who's actually the victim and the family that's actually the victim. So the statement that he makes here, the people who likely seem negligent have no money. So the armorer and the assistant director have no money, but they're the ones that are actually at fault, is what he's saying. I think it's fair to say that they're at fault, but to go on and then say, and the people who have money are not negligent. And there's this weird grouping in, because of course there are lots of people named in the lawsuit, but to group in all of these people, like to say that Alec Baldwin is just this huge group of other, and he's just being blotted in with a whole bunch of other people, and oh, all those people, including me, had nothing wrong with it. It's like you are one of the three key players in this incident, and just continuing to say that this is not my responsibility in any way, shape, or form is just really, really nasty. To be paid to go to film festivals like this and you're kind of spewing this nonsense, this is not to say that you hold 100% responsibility, but the point that I'm at now is to continually say you hold none is just so childish. It's childish and it's sad. It's sad to see someone that is at such a high level in society to be faced with something that's actually concrete, something that's real, something that is very, very deeply important, and to fall so short on a human level. It's a sad representation of the entertainment industry and a sad representation of Hollywood. The more that we hear about this, this is a disgraceful story of Alec Baldwin. And the more that he says this type of thing, I hope he doesn't get any more work. I really, really don't. So leave your thoughts on this issue, on this story. Where do you think the responsibility lies? How much responsibility does Alec Baldwin actually have in this? Because it seems like what he keeps pressing is that that answer is zero, which I think makes no sense whatsoever. But I want to hear from you. Please leave your comments below, like and subscribe for future updates on movie reviews and movie news.